Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Vraska the Silencer. For 1 colorless, 1 black and 1 green, she's a legendary creature, Gorgon Assassin 3/3 with Death Touch. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, return that card to the battlefield tapped under your control. It's a treasure artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and it loses all other card types. So this is a really cool design that I somehow missed during spoiler season. I'm assuming that there's been a lot of hype around this one because it just seems very fun and easy to exploit. There's quite a few things going on for this. For starters, it's the first card we've ever got for Vraska where she's not a planeswalker, so that's definitely interesting and is going to definitely push the novelty of the card and make her more popular than she otherwise might be. But the ability on her is really good too, and there's a few reasons that I really like it. So to start off, she doesn't self-fuel like all of these designs we've been seeing these days. You basically get to do the thing, but you're gonna have to work for it. She doesn't have any way to actually kill stuff other than her Death Touch ability, which is only going to work in combat. So you're going to have to find other ways to kill creatures. It's obviously not very difficult to do that in Golgari colors, but it is nice that you don't immediately get value just by playing Vraska herself. What I find really interesting about her is that she's not only going to be giving you value by kind of reanimating your opponent's creatures and turning them into treasures, but she's also going to deny them any kind of graveyard shenanigans, which is very nice. They are going to get their death triggers from creatures since they are going to hit the graveyard first, but they're not going to be able to reanimate them or do anything with them in the graveyard because they're just going to be immediately put into exile. So barring any instant speed stuff, this is very good against graveyard decks. It is a little bit unfortunate that the treasure comes in tapped, but it's still incredibly powerful that you get to reuse all ETB abilities, you get to have all the static effects that the creature had printed on them, and any other sort of effect that isn't really anything to do with combat is something that you're going to be able to take advantage of. You obviously can't block anything with them, and you obviously aren't going to get any attack triggers or anything of the sort, but barring that, it's a pretty solid effect that we've seen in the past with cards such as Shelob. I also like that there's a mana activation tied to it, so you can't just do this for free. It is going to require you to actually leave mana up, so if there's a big board wipe or something, you can't just steal everybody's creatures, which would be pretty broken. So I like many different things that this card is doing. One of the first things I thought about doing with her would be to give her a pinger effect, maybe with something like Viridian Longbow. I used to have a Gleesa the Trader deck in the day, which was very interested in doing stuff like that because of course she got to return an artifact whenever an opponent creature died. But other than that, I think the gameplay of this deck is not going to be the most fun, and I think that might end up limiting Vraska the Silencer a little bit because these abilities, while they look cool, end up making you build a deck that is just focused around killing your opponent's creatures over and over and over, and that kind of gameplay tends to get stale pretty fast. Some playgroups are not going to really like it at all because there's only so many times you can cast a board wipe or removal spell before it gets a little bit old. That certainly happened to me with my Toshiro Umezawa deck. I really love the deck and I love the art on Toshiro, but I eventually took it apart because I just didn't really like the gameplay of being very reactive and just always killing stuff. So anyway, it's a really cool card and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of decks built around her, but still, it's not a commander that I'm probably going to end up playing. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think though? Do you disagree with me or do you think I got it right? Let me know in the comment section below. I always make sure to read all of your comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care.